keep an eye out, keep it locked down, locked down. Get too strong when I battle with the beast, bring a few on. The commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque, never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loot. This a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone. It's a war zone. Yeah, feel the impact. Yeah, break it open, leaving nothing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked. You're safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. But ain't nothing inside. Hey yo, we been back. Your band stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Flexing on that we on. Hey bitch, you been whacked. I kill them all, feel a motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute and make them aware. Well, I be sneaking in the back, but it's worth the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain, and mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, get too strong when I battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque, never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loot. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, it's a motherfucking war zone. The impact, yeah, break it open, leaving nothing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked. You're safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. But ain't nothing inside. Hey yo, we been back. Your band stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Flexing on that we on. Hey bitch, you been whacked. I kill them all, feel a motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute and make them aware. Well, I be sneaking in the back, but it's worth the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain and mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, you're too strong, wanna battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, it's a motherfucking war zone. The impact, yeah, break it open, leaving nothing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked. It's safe, hiding, but I found it, homie, been cracked. But ain't nothing inside. Hey yo, we been back. You been stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Flexing on that we are. Hey bitch, you been whacked. I kill 'em all, feel a motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I'll be sneaking in the back, but it's worth the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain and mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, you're too strong, wanna battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, it's a motherfucking war zone. Feel the impact, yeah, break it open, leaving nothing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked, it's safe. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I be sneaking in the back, but it's what the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain and mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, you're too strong when I battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief on my crew on, bullets rattling and whistle at your toque, never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop, it's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, it's a motherfucking war zone. Feel the impact, yeah, break it open, leaving nothing intact. Hey yo, you been hacked, you're safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. But ain't nothing inside. Hey yo, we been back, your band stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Flexing on the beyond. Hey bitch, you been whacked, I kill them all, feel a motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I be sneaking in the back, but it's what the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain and mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, you're too strong when I battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief on my crew on, bullets rattling and whistle at your toque, never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop, it's a war zone. It's a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone. This a war zone. Yeah, feel the impact. Yeah, break it open, leaving nothing fucking intact. Hey yo, you been hacked. You're safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. Hey yo, we been back. Your band stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Hey bitch, you been whacked. I kill 'em all, feel a motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I'll be sneaking in the back, but it's what the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud, where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. I'm not gonna lie to you kids, it's a f***ing jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain, remind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, see me flying, never drop down, smoking high, I am not round, I'm not round, no denying what I got now, keep an eye out, keep it locked down, get too strong when I battle with the beast, bring a few on, the commander and the chief for my crew on. Bullets rattling and whistle at your toque. Never sleep, eyes open, hands clutching on my loop. This a war zone. This a war zone. Yo, this a motherfucking war zone. Feel the impact, yeah, break it open, leaving nothing fucking intact. Hey yo, you been hacked, you're safe, hard in, but I found it, homie, been cracked. Hey yo, we been back, your band stacking, see you flexing with the thin stack. Hey bitch, you been whacked, I kill 'em all, feel a motherfucking impact. Yo, this a war zone, homie, say you ready and prepared. Take a minute, make them aware. Well, I'll be sneaking in the back, but it's what the clap, homie, life ain't fair. Caught me crawling through the mud, where the vision saw it clearly. Born a shepherd to these sheep, make them fear me. This a war zone, trashed out, trap house, nothing ever given. Yeah, every day's a blessing, thank the Lord, oh how I'm living. See me riding with my top down, oh cops round, pedal pressing on the gas. I don't think I'll ever stop. not gonna lie to you kids, it's a fucking jungle out there. Keep your head on tight, unknown brain to mind me, baby, let's do it. Y'all see me flying, never drop down, smoking high.
And hello guys, welcome to System Shenanigans. I've got Bear in the channel again. Hi Bear. Daniel. Okay, he's a bit quiet. He's actually... there he is. The Rogue Bear has appeared again. We're doing World of Warships tonight. Now, I played this game once upon a time, about 4 years ago. Apparently it's changed a lot since, so we've labelled this as the Noobs Guide because Bear will be helping me on how to play. This is a 100% fresh account, so I have got no advantage. This is basically going to be how you would be if you load into the game the first time. Once you've linked your profile, downloaded the game, which for those of you who haven't even gone that far, you actually get the installer from the World of Warships website. There's World of Warships, there's World of Tanks, and then World of... They introduced a new one, something with the planes. Do you know which one it is, Bear?
World of Warplanes. World of Warplanes has actually been around for a very long time. It's just nowhere near as popular. It has gone through multiple iterations and changes, but it's just never proven to be as popular as World of Warships and nowhere near as popular as World of Tanks.
Yeah. Well, at one point we might do World of Tanks. I'm 100% sure Daffy would die if we had to do a World of Tank with him, because the guy is obsessed with it. So maybe one point
he actually plays a lot of War Thunder, so I think War Thunder would actually be slightly better than World of Tanks. In regard to that, you have to compare War Thunder to World of Warships and World of Tanks, and even World of Airplanes. War Thunder is more realistic in comparison to World of Warships, which is more arcadey. I prefer both games because I don't know if Jay's ever mentioned, but I'm an amateur military historian as one of the many hobbies that I have. So I've got an almost encyclopedic knowledge of firearms, military vehicles, tanks, aircraft, all those types of things. And I just, quite honestly, I just love playing the games just to sit back and think, ooh, I'm busy driving a Panther 4 or Panther 5, or I'm busy sailing in the Yamato or the Cleveland or something like that. So I prefer both game types, truth be told. Some people prefer the arcadey, some people prefer the realistic. It just ultimately just comes down to personal preference, really.
Okay, and on that note, I haven't actually mentioned it, so like Bear's mentioned now, he is obsessed with war things. He battleships all the way straight through to World War memorabilia, not just international wars. He also has a fascination for South African equipment. So if you have any questions on that and you're actually curious and you're not in the mood for Googling, though Google does exist, we are more than willing to answer some of those questions in the comments. Like we've said before, if you have a suggestion for a game and it happens to be on my playlist, I will download the game and we can try and play it. What I will do is, probably in the next week or so, I will publish a video with all the games on my playlist so that you guys can maybe suggest a few games and we can try some of the games you suggest and maybe get some of you guys in to join us. Like I mentioned in one of the public groups today, I will also be doing a video for those of you who want to stream but have no idea where to start. I literally started this with no one helping me. I was totally lost, had to do all the research myself. So we're going to do a cheat video in the next couple of weeks, so you have the knowledge and the equipment and the software I've got. So I'll be doing a separate video on that, hopefully within the next week or so, that we'll take that live, so I can give you some suggestions on some of the streaming stuff, so that if you want to stream, you can stream. So Bear, are we going to start off? Okay, I cannot join with Bear at the moment because apparently I need to fight some AIs. So me and Bear's going to talk some nonsense and he's going to give me some tips while I take on the AIs. I'm going to need to level up a bit. So Bear, if you want to play in the background, you're more than welcome. And then I'm going to see if I can catch up.
Okay, so while Jared's busy getting his life together.
Oh, no.
it's just-
Before I get this, this is on an important stream. An important thing. Bear, if I have to
Huh.
pick between the Hermelin, the Erie, or the Hashidat. No,
the Hashidate.
yeah, I know my pronunciation is atrocious. I will be butchered for it the whole night because I know it's true. If I had to pick one of these, which one would you suggest is the best for the beginners?
Quite honestly, they're all tier 1 cruisers. There's no real difference between them. Some only fire armor piercing like your Black Swan, which is the British tier 1, and some like the Hashidate, which is Japanese, or the USA, the Erie, they fire HE. But I would maybe.
Okay, well, we
I
actually
think-
on
I
they
think. I think.
with the update they have changed it. It is no longer British. It is German, US, and Japanese. The British has been removed for the beginning ships.
That is total nonsense. Okay.
I know.
Then I would say I would then maybe start with the Erie.
Okay, so we're going with the US cruiser.
The US cruiser line. We'll start off with that. That sounds good.
Okay, let's see how well this works. Okay, WSAD is for moving your ship. I kind of figured that much because that's how we move in all times. Target all enemies and destroy the ships. Simple enough. Let's hope and pray that I don't mess around. Okay, ship moves slowly by command. Okay, so when you start off on your ship, you increase your speed systematically to going full stop, quarter knot, half knot. I gotta say though, this game makes these ships look pretty.
Battle starts.
That is the one thing that people can complain about World of Warships as much as they want to. Where they speak about Russian bias and this bias and that bias and whatever other bias. But visually speaking, World of Warships is a stunning game. The art department knock it out. They knock it out of the park pretty much every single time. There's no real how can I try and explain it? They outdo themselves continuously. I mean, like even down on some ships, like some ships have got little what is essentially like little park benches all over the toward the bow or towards the stern of the ship, and they're actually modeled down to, even if your eyes are good enough, you can actually see the nuts and bolts that actually mount the wood to the wrought iron frames.
Okay, from what I've
So visually speaking,
okay, they've just given me some quick guys. I'll let you continue now. From what you can see, depending on which angle you're looking at, if you zoom in enough, you can actually see down the barrels of some of the weapons. Turning is pretty much the same as most games, most of your driving games. Once you have it on full, you turn with your max. Just remember, from what I remember, if you turn too quickly, or you're going too fast, your turning circle is much higher. So let me see if I can knock out ships and beg speed further. Right.
So what you guys are seeing here now. So the majority. I know the stream is a little bit delayed. So looking at the ship, you can see the two forward guns. So 2 guns at the front of the boat, 2 guns at the back of the boat. What Jared said is correct to a degree. The slower you go, the slower you go, the longer you'll take to actually turn. And then obviously, then the faster you go, the quicker your ship will actually then respond. The thing with World of Warships, just in general, and what Jared's actually doing quite nicely right now, is the fact that he's not giving any broadside. Now, if you expose the flat broadside of your ship, you are almost guaranteed to get absolutely destroyed. Obviously, depending on the type of shot that they're going to be shooting at you. But the more broadside you give, generally speaking, means the more damage that your ship will inevitably then also take. Jared is obviously not leading as he should. There you go. Now he's actually hitting the ship. Now, Now,
Enemy cruiser
in the
foundered.
game, there are actually 3 different types of ammunition choice. Obviously, it depends on the type of ship that you play, and also the country that you play from as well. So what you're shooting right now is playing an old explosive.
Problem solved, sir.
So it's basically a light case shell with packed with heavy explosive or high explosive, sorry, and the way that the fuses work is that they explode on contact. So they aren't really designed or really expected to punch through, but to create a massive amount of blast, which then gives concussion, produces lots of frame and structure of ships or light armor, and then what something else it also does very, very well is that it destroy a gun, secondary guns, torpedo, tube launchers, all of those types of things. Now, some nation does add more damage or strike damage or alpha damage as what's actually known. So one example for Imperial Japanese Navy HE will do way more than most other nations, whereas Kriegsmarine or German Navy HE shells will do way less alpha damage. But once you start getting into the game itself, we'll start talking about the differences in the differences between the nation and the differences between how some nations are better than others. Some nations are better than others. And so the thing with, like I said, with HE shells, they can penetrate light like your armor piercing, but we'll get to that in a second. They don't ricochet, again like armor piercing. They don't produce. If you're looking at the stream right now, where you see that little ribbon, the destroyed ribbons, you'll see the little ribbons at the bottom that shows penetration, non-penetration, torpedo hit penetration, all those types of things. That is where she'll show that it's actually hitting different parts of the ship. So if it shatters, it may still cause fires, for example, but it won't actually do any physical damage. If I can try and spare it like that.
I am horrible. While there's doing all the stats, some of the stats that you heard is a bit delayed in the stream, like you said, which we'll fix probably for the next stream, is the fact that my ship almost got destroyed, though we did win. I swear the AI was playing nice. We are now completed the first AI mission. We have a victory. Okay, there on the screen, I am looking at we receive more silver, we receive experience, and then they'll give you a damage breakdown of how much damage you've received, how much damage you've given. There is certain things that they haven't introduced yet. With the torpedoes specifically, I know they added, I cannot remember what it's called. Bear, what is it called if I hit a ship right on the waterline?
That is what is known as a or if you hit a ship on the waterline and it penetrates the armor, it hits the vulnerable parts of the ship, so magazines, engine rooms, those types of things. That's what's known as a citadel. So the little ribbons that'll pop up will be black in color, and if you hit a citadel on a ship, although you can only hit citadels on cruisers, battleships, and aircraft carriers, you can't citadel anything. You can't citadel destroyers because they have weight toilet paper for armor. If you had to compare them to destroyers, if you had to compare destroyers to cruisers, battleships, and aircraft carriers, they've got toilet paper. They've got wet toilet paper armor. So armor piercing shells 9 times out of 10 will penetrate straight through and just cause over penetrations and not really do that much damage. But if you do hit a citadel, citadels cause massive amounts of damage to the ship or to the ships, and you obviously then get to kill them much quicker.
Okay, Bear, to prevent the delay,
I see what you're doing.
I have given you that little option there. So you should be able
So
to see
screen.
a lot smoother. Okay.
Okay, let's pop up here to full screen. Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
I've just clicked back to port. Is it displaying properly?
Access level 2 unlocked.
There you go.
Okay,
Right.
You can
It's
research,
displaying.
enhance, and purchase new ships.
Fantastic.
To unlock the
Now
next
Bears can
access
see what
level,
I see
play 2 battles.
with a lot less of a delay. Ooh, that is pretty. I've got to say they really did outdo themselves in the background.
Okay, so what you're seeing there is one of the ports for the game. Jared, if you go next to your name over there,
Yes.
where it has your name, you can click on naval base, and you can actually select what port that you can select what port you want.
Oh, nice.
So for the technically minded, there is the naval base port where you can actually see the ship out of water. You can do the same with the designer's table to a lesser degree, or even with the spaceport, that you can literally see the ship from underneath the waterline as well. It is very, very pretty.
Oh, they've really have outdone themselves. Back when we started, I had like 2 ports.
With
so
nothing. Yeah.
It looks a lot prettier.
Like a
I'm going to
very-
go naval base so that we can go. I like a dry dock. I like ships being built.
then you can actually see from the dry dock.
Okay.
Another visually pretty one is the fjords. So there you can actually see now. You can see the red hull paint, the differences in the layers over there. Now you see where that little black line is between the lower hull and the upper hull. Generally speaking, if you land your shots just beneath that, that's where you'll start to hit your citadels. But like I said, that's very generally speaking. Because some ships you have to aim just above the waterline to hit citadel. Some ships you have to aim a little bit below there to hit the citadel. And also some ships you can citadel from the nose or from the rear. It's very complicated to try and explain right now. But once you actually start playing more and more, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay. This seems to be our research screen. Once you reach certain levels, you can research certain equipment, if I remember right. You've got
correct.
Equipment, tech tree, you can view your profile. Now, I don't have much. Oh, they've added quite a bit more of the ships.
They've added a lot. They've added quite a lot.
So for those of you who started many years ago and got bored and stopped, we used to have the USA, Japan, and the UK. No, it was the USA, Japan, and Germany, your starter ships. But they've added quite a bit more. I remember they did add the UK back. There was 4 when we started. Now that we've got quite a bit more, you can view your profile. You can see how far you've come. You can go back to your port. You have your co-op. Now I can't go into co-op right now because I still have to add a bit more level before they'll allow me.
That you do.
And somewhere along the line, I do have a friend request. Contacts. For some reason, it is not adding the contact. Bear, how would I add you? What is your in-game name?
The Beju, capital T, capital B, capital J, and then underscore ZA.
Underscore ZA. Okay, let's see. DBeju. ZA is not finding you. Okay, now we're starting to see the Beju. There we go. Okay, so mine is fairly simple. I'm going to add him to my contact list. It works on the same as most games. Adding to the contact list is fairly simple. On the nights that we decide we want to play this again, I'll actually put a stream up a bit earlier this time. And then we can maybe get some people in.
I suspect you've actually added the wrong Beju. Because you haven't popped up into my contacts list. Mine will be WWF, the Beju.
Okay, I do not see anything like that, but we will make a plan soon enough. Nope, the Beju said _1, no Beju.
That is nonsense.
Well, I have the Beju, who is currently offline. Well, we'll take a look at this just now.
That probably will. No, it's not me because the emblem is the emblem's wrong.
Okay, well, then I've added the wrong person. Well, we'll make a plan now to get each other together because he tried to add me and that hit horrible. The battle pass. Hey, they've added battle passes. So
No, not battle passes. So this is pretty much the way that you actually begin to unlock things. So like the next thing that you unlock or with your access level 2 is your ship research and upgrade. So you can actually start to research your ships and upgrade them. The next part will be random battles, and you can actually play against real players. That's when I can join you.
Okay, so I need to complete. I've unlocked level 2 already.
So
I need to complete 2 more battles, and then we can actually try around together.
Yes.
Okay, well, let me go into a battle then and get myself going, so that I can at least try and get more battles to do the co-op. Players within my range. Oh no, this is going to be real life players. I'm going to suck.
No, it's not. Don't you worry your pretty little head.
I will always worry. Okay, no, I'm not going to go through this. I'm going to start the battle. Destroy all enemies or capture
just AI.
bases.
Just AI, don't worry.
Okay, so there's something new on here. We add destroy all enemies. Now let's capture all bases. How hard is it to capture a base?
It's not hard. Getting to the base is gonna be challenging and interesting, to say the least. As a general rule of thumb, you don't go and YOLO in.
Battle starts.
You need to try and actually sink some ships first before you can even want to attempt to try, especially in co-op like this right now. The bots will normally just rush straight at you. So as long as you aren't exposing too much of your broadside, you should be relatively alright. And your streaming quality has become potato.
Has become potato. Well,
on Discord.
okay, I will take a look at that just now.
Sweet.
It gives you the gist of where I am.
Yeah, no, it does.
So, as you can see, depending on how your ship is rotated, now, broadside is one of those high risk, high reward things. If you happen to pull it off and you pull your broadside off well, you could use technically all 4 of your weapons at the same time and hit major damage, but obviously you are going to leave yourself very open to damage. So it's
Exactly.
not something you necessarily would want to do. Yeah, am I correct there?
You are correct. At long range, you can get away with it because you can still dodge incoming shells. I mean, if you play like in a tier 10 battle, you know, if I'm sitting at the back line with, let's say for example, something like my Thunderer, which is a long range sniping ship, basically. You know, if people shooting at me from outside the map, I've got like minimum of 10 to 15 seconds to actually turn my ship in or out to avoid incoming shells. Hey Jared, you need to lower your reticle down.
Okay. I will go for something, a rogue ship. I'd like to not get myself killed.
You need to lead your target.
Now I get what you mean. I need to pretty much play as
Yeah,
sniper.
you need to lead a little bit. You will eventually figure it out.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, so from what I saw on the previous round, there's certain things that you can do. You can actually destroy enemy guns on their
If
ship.
you can, you can basically anything on the ship is you can either completely destroy or knock out. So modules like torpedo tubes, AA guns, secondary guns, and main battery guns you can completely destroy. Certain things you can knock, certain modules you can knock out, like steering gears, like you've just done there. That little emblem with the propeller. That means you've now taken out that ship. You've now knocked out that ship's engines.
Okay, so basically what you don't want to do is what this AI has done. Don't come across yourself and get yourself stuck between 3 people, you're screwed.
Basically, yes. You're gonna ram him. Slow down. Oh, you lucky.
Our team has taken the lead.
Okay.
You are lucky.
Yes.
Oh wait, ramming mechanics are a thing in this game. So unless you've got the specific ramming flags equipped, don't ram into someone because you'll end up dying, but you'll also kill the enemy. So you pretty much use it as a last resort type of thing.
So basically, if your ship's about to be destroyed no matter what, like you're screwed, you can try and take someone out with you.
Yes, you can. You absolutely can.
Okay, now I need to get used to leading at this distance. No,
Okay,
no,
so
no,
now you
no.
What do you turn properly? Okay, so that Hermelin that you're busy shooting at right now, it's giving you almost perfect broadside. Now, if you were to carry on your course that you are now, pardon me, you would actually have the complete flat side of the ship to shoot at. So if you're shooting armor piercing, you would be able to do full penetration damage rather than risking the shell bouncing or ricocheting or shattering. So that little emblem that you see over there, the shell going through the red stripe, means that it's a full penetration, which means it's doing damage up to and going down lower than what I spoke about, your alpha damage or your strike damage. Right now you've now gone into the cap circle. You see over there, it'll take, if you're capping by yourself, it'll take about 2.5 so odd minutes to cap this particular in this particular
Circle.
game mode. This particular game mode. If you're playing, I can't remember the name of the map type now, but you would be playing for 3 or even more cap circles. Those normally only take about a minute to cap, but you need to have more than 2 to actually bleed tickets or whatnot. I use tickets as a very broad term. I'm not doing too badly.
Yeah, except for the fact that I'm getting myself into trouble now.
You just go.
That's the
Drive.
I'm trying, but as you can see, if you are going backwards, obviously the mechanics in this game work fairly well. So you will take a while to get going. And yeah.
So it's like if you're playing against bots, you don't really have to worry about going full broadside because they don't really do much. They don't really do all that much damage to you, and they won't actually punish you for going full broadside. You're gonna ram him. There you go. Oh, turn broadside.
So many bots here. Fucking nailed this.
No, there was a bot right immediately off to your left. Right there.
Ah, I see what you mean. Okay, so I really am new at this. I've got so much more to learn.
Don't slow down. Now you can use the middle mouse wheel to scroll to. There you go.
You're a bigger concern for me right now, because you're actually kidding me.
So I see, where the ship is sitting now, the ship in front of you now is full flat broadside. So if you aim at the waterline, you should be able to get citadels. If you aim right to the waterline. So zoom in on your binoculars.
I'm slowing down. No, I would like to not do what I'm supposed to do.
Okay, so you see those cheeky ribbons that came up there. Those are non-penetrations or shatters. So shatters means it's just shattered against the armor and won't do anything. It can still cause fires, but doing physical damage won't. The only damage you can cause from shatters is if you actually start fires.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Yeah, I actually destroyed it into this.
There you go. There you go.
Got it. Okay, as you can see from what I saw there, like I said earlier, do not try and kamikaze. You saw how long it took me to take like half of that thing's damage when I was by myself. When all of us are shooting at that ship, it's 2 shots each, that thing's backside. Hey, I unlocked the chest though.
So, a large number of the ships in game actually existed, especially your lower tier ships from all of the. Oh, there you go. Welcome aboard. You got another 100,000 credits.
Okay.
Right.
There is premium things. Personally,
Listen, look. Premium. Oh, sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, Jared. Premium does help a lot with the grind. This game is very grind intensive. So premium time gives you helps boost the amount of credits you earn, helps boost the amount of XP, free XP, and captain XP that you earn. So you can level up. You can level up your ships faster. It isn't a necessity. Personally, I've never bought premium time before. I've only ever won premium time from my super containers or from events or something like that.
or like now,
So
if I log in 3 days in a row,
Yeah, or like now if you log in for 3 days in a row, you get
for
you
the
get
first
premium.
week, on day
Yeah.
3 you get premium. And from what I can understand from what Bear just said is, if you happen to unlock premium on that day, play as many games as you can,
Yeah.
so that you
Because-
can abuse that premium as much as possible.
But because when you log out, your premium time still actually goes down. It's not like some games where if you buy premium time, if you log out it freezes. So if you've bought 3 days of premium time, it lasts for 3 days whether you're playing or not.
Which,
So that's something to be very, very cognizant about.
okay, well, that's at least something to keep into account. Obviously, you'd want to abuse it in the 3 days that you had. I'm not telling you to avoid all of your social responsibilities. I'm not going to be that guy. But I am going to say, if you happen to be a little bit sick and can't make it that day, don't neglect the game. The game could be a lot of fun. Okay, Bear, I see I've got a pink ship here on my team. What is the pink ship?
Okay, so pink ships are, if your pink turn ship, it means you've done enough damage to a friendly ship to either sink it or do heavy damage to it. So now you've become pink. It shows that you were a naughty boy or girl, and you're basically a team killer. So that pink status will stay on you for 3 games. And logging out and logging back in again, it won't matter, it will still stay. You have to play 3 games with ship being pink. So when you pink and you, let's say for example, if you shoot at a friendly ship and it does 10,000 damage, the 10,000 damage is reflected back onto you rather onto the ship that you shoot.
So the moment you pink, you basically enable yourself to be like pretty much most of the shooting games. Once you reach your friendly fire limit, you get punished. And
Yes,
I
yes.
see I'm assuming the white ship is me.
The white ship is you, that's correct, yes.
Okay, fantastic.
And then if you're in a division with clan mates or with normal friends, their ships will show up as yellow. Once we actually get into games, you'll see what I mean.
Okay, I'm not going to wreck on this because when we play normal games, I will probably die fairly quickly. So I'm
It's
not.
okay, then you can just watch me. You can
Yeah,
watch me play.
I will show you guys soon enough how the system works that you're able to spectate. Okay, I overshot there by far.
Yep, there you go. Try now. The lead you taken now should be good. Yep, there you go. There you go. Now with HE, you need to try and remember to actually shoot at the ship's superstructure. So like where the bridge and whatnot would be, that's where you'll do you'll do a hell of a lot more damage shooting there than what you actually will shooting at the armor, shooting at like the armored hull. So obviously now what you saw there, I forgot to mention that little ribbon that came up there. You can set ships on fire. Depending on the ship type, you can either set a maximum of, I think it's a maximum of 4 fires. But if you have the running the correct captain skill, you'll only be able to set 3 fires if the enemy captain is running the relevant fire prevention skill. You can also flood a ship using torpedoes, obviously, or even ramming enemy ship, you can also cause flooding. Flooding and fires last for a predetermined amount of time. Obviously, again, if you're running flags or running relevant captain skills, time to flood
On the
and time
note of
to
fire, you'll see the ship there is on fire.
is actually physically burning. Yes.
You do see that if I press R, I will, if I'm on fire, I will have the ability to try and put the fire out slightly quicker, but it doesn't stop the fire.
No, it does. It does.
Does it?
Completely stops the fire. Also completely stops. Oh, good shot. It completely stops the fire. Also completely stops your flooding, but only for a predetermined amount of time. Depending on your ship type, like tier 10 battleships, your damage control lasts for like 10-12 seconds, depending on the ship. With a destroyer, it lasts like maybe 5 or 6 seconds, if I remember correctly. Again, depending on the ship type and ship tier. So it does immediately and automatically stop any type of flooding or fire, like I said. But then the offset is that you can only use it. You can only use it again after it's cooled down.
So basically, the same as for those of you who have been dragged in by a friend who loves it, but it is like say shooters, basically any skill tree bonus, you have your cooldown period.
Yeah, you have your cooldown periods, and that's for any consumable. So whether it's damage control, your repair party, your defensive fire, anti-aircraft fire, or defensive anti-aircraft fire, hydroacoustic search, surveillance radar, smoke screen, torpedo reload booster. You know, there are lots of. Why you want to shoot the big ship?
Because I don't look. I fortunately missed.
Blind as a bat. There you go.
Yeah,
right, you
I'm
should be
blind as a bat. I actually need to put my glasses on. Okay, we have a victory.
I think you should actually be on rank 3 now, if I remember correctly.
Access
Yes.
level 3 unlocked.
Access
There you go.
Random battles and fight against other players. To
I-
unlock the next access level, play 2 battles.
Oh, no, you'll hear actually over the mic, they tell me outright, if I want to activate the next access level, I have to play 2 battles. 4 battles left apparently. There we go, I was right. 2 battles, 4 battles, 6 battles. So it looks like most of the access levels are in increments of 2.
Oh, they are. It's just to get people through them very, 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 very quickly. Now you'll see some of the. If I can just go to it quickly as well, just to explain. It's like some of the things that, like Jared said, he's not able to play random battles with actual players. Like your next access will be level 4, which is exterior, which means you can start to mount camouflage and signals on your ship to boost combat characteristics.
So
The next one,
so I can take some of the rust away. I
you
like
take
the
you can
rust.
you can take so you can take some of the rest away.
Okay, now on that note, how am I? Let's see if you can add me, Bear.
Try this again.
I cannot remember what my name was. Service record. I don't have a service record. Recruiting station. Hey, so it looks like there's actually clans who go into recruiting mode. I'm willing to take on people.
Yes. I still can't see you here.
Okay, then let's try this. Type my name SYSTEM
I have.
_
Yeah.
0VER L0AD. Have you found me?
I have not. Okay, try this. Search in brackets.
Okay.
Put close bracket open bracket WWF capitals close bracket.
Okay,
I'll
guys,
search on that.
give us 2 minutes. We will be back. We just want to quickly sort out this technical issue. There's not real reason for you guys to deal with it. So we will be back shortly. And we back. Okay, so for those of you who were hanging about, there should have been a bookmark to help you guys skip through that. We're just trying to add each other as friends. For some reason the game's being a bit difficult, so we're going to try a different way of doing it. We're in a random battle and we're going to try and join in at the same time to hope we get in the same round. Okay, Bear, you are on a tier 2, correct?
I'm in a tier 2, so let's do this. Okay, so you're gonna click battle on 1. I'm gonna count down from 3, right?
Just give me a second.
So,
I do have a quick question. I want to see here. So basically, if I take certain other ships, we get bonus XP for using those ships.
yes. So if it's a ship that you haven't played with yet today, you do get double XP. It's your daily. It's a daily victory bonus.
Okay.
Per ship.
That's fairly self-explanatory. We're going to try and find this. I really want to play a game with you. Otherwise, we will have to try that on a different day.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to count down from 3. You're going to count down from 3. You click battle on 1. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. You're in queue with 3 out of 7 players within my range.
Oh Lord, I've got 143 players in my range.
4 out of
Is he
8
patient?
players within your range. So I'm on 4 already. Please hope and pray we get in.
Let's see.
Okay, mine's loading.
Mine's not. I think we missed each other. I think we definitely missed each other. It's okay. Don't worry.
Let me just not playing nice.
Let me just leave the queue then.
I'm assuming I have to abandon the battle.
No. Play. I'll try and help you as best I can.
Okay, well now you know how my name is, you can actually try and search me after the first round, because it's not going to pick... I have a feeling it's not picking me up because I haven't played a public round yet. I do know that I had an issue with a mate of mine a while back with that.
Okay, so you're in the Chester. Now you've got guns on both sides of your ship. As you can see, as you go from broadside to broadside.
Those are pretty freaking weapons there.
Aren't the biggest of guns? Okay, so my recommendation is to try and avoid that little gap in the middle there. So basically your role right now is you are a relatively long range HE spammer. So basically you have HE loaded, you shoot HE and you keep on shooting HE. That's your role as a light cruiser. You only really load up the AP when someone's relatively close enough to you that the shells will still fly in a straight arc, rather than going up and down. So remember when I was speaking about like some ships are inherently better at some things than other ships of other nations?
Yeah.
American light cruisers, their HE shells, they tend to stay in the air for a very long time, so they've got a very high arc of fire. So at long range, they aren't really accurate. But you can shoot shells over islands, where in a Japanese heavy cruiser you won't be able to do that.
Okay, so you can actually abuse the mechanics of some of the ships.
Oh, absolutely. Like some ships are actually stupidly broken. Like that's not even me exaggerating. There are some properly stupid broken ships.
Okay, well, we'll see how we can get to those. I see we've actually seen people on the minimap now.
So on this map particularly, this map is called the Solomon Islands. That middle over there is Torpedo and Destroyer Alley. You don't go down there unless you want to... Unless you want to die an extremely horrible death. You know what? While I'm waiting, let me actually play a game with this Tachibana, because I've never played a game with it before.
At this rate, I see this round coming to an end before I even freaking see anyone.
Well, don't worry.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Oh, autopilot. That makes life so much easier when you don't want to click a button.
Autopilot mode disabled.
Remember what I said. That middle part of the map is a death trap.
Yeah. If you guys take a look, you see those white things there? From what I remember, those are torpedoes. So if you ever see
That
those
is
things coming
correct,
at your ship, you try and turn to glide between them. They have a fairly wide arc of fire, so you could, in theory, if you turned at the right time, at the right angle, glide between two of them and never even notice them.
It can happen sometimes. It can happen that it doesn't do it. Jared, shoot at the closer cruiser. AP, load AP.
Loaded AP, is he loading now?
Okay. Lead the ship, aim at the waterline. There you go. That should be good.
Okay.
Fire.
A little bit higher, but now I've got a friendly fire in the middle of the way.
Try and ram. Okay, shoot now.
Oh, there we go. We actually
Okay. Those are overpins. Aim a little bit lower. There you go. There you go. Now you're actually getting full penetrations there.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have to put angles because they are coming right up
Now what's nice is the further this guy goes across your bows now. He didn't last very long there. Okay.
turn to not whack my own teammate. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, it's a battleship. Okay, so yeah. Just be careful. He can lap you on if you are that close to him. Mate. Just be careful. What's the reload on this? Oh,
Bad idea.
See, now, like right now, you should be shooting AP at this guy's upper belt.
On AP.
Okay, upper belt, or onto the industry construction. Now load HE again.
It takes a while to load. Obviously.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I have got a warning of torpedo. Brilliant.
No, those aren't torpedoes. That little triangle over there means that you are within 2 kilometers of an enemy ship, which means you are hard spotted. No matter if you sit behind an island or if you are in a smoke screen, it means you are hard spotted basically. Torpedo warning indicators, they'll look like little red torpedoes coming at the screen. That's what they actually look like.
From what you'll see is I actually turn to go head on. Yes, it's a risk because you're closing distance, but it does add the benefit of a much smaller target for them to hit. And that's basically what you want to do, is prevent yourself from getting knocked out immediately.
I'm busy trying to focus on you. I'm busy eating crap in my own game.
Oh, don't die. Okay. If you take a look at your bottom left side, you'll see that you'll actually see all your guns labeled 1 through 4. If they are dark yellow, then it means they can fire. If they're green, they are in line to be ready to fire. But if it is basically looks like someone's dropped opacity, then there's no way for you to fire that specific weapon at that time.
Mm-hmm. Wow, the guns on this boat are utterly horrible. Wow.
Welcome to Tier 2. You were all there. You just have to forget you were there.
V22, you tried to torpedo me. You're so funny.
Okay, from what I can see with this, I'm looking at around no more than maybe a 9-kilometer range with these guns.
No, just remember, once you are actually able to, you can actually start to upgrade them.
Well, on the base at least.
At least.
And that guy is standing in the middle of bloody nowhere. Get just a bit closer. Oh, at 8 kilometers I can actually do damage. Oh, that sound is nerve-wracking.
What sound is that?
The sound of someone else's shells coming my direction.
It is incredible, isn't it?
Now, if you're playing with surround sound in your house, great. If you've got headphones on, even better. You should hear those things coming past you left and right. It is definitely
Terrifying.
Yes. This is definitely not something I was flipping finding every game.
The ship is on fire.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Problem solved, sir.
Oh,
They're the-
and you'll see
that-
those are torpedoes.
That beep 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 noise, those are torpedoes,
Yeah,
yes.
they hurt.
But they do. If you're actually close enough, you're actually getting secondary gun hits. Aim for the superstructure. Zoom in your binoculars, aim for the superstructure. There you go, that's what you meant to be aiming at.
Ah, so I'm learning.
Yes, you are. You see, now you're aiming at his lower hull, you're getting shattered. Swap over to HE.
Swap over now.
Now you're getting ricochets.
So, and depending on the angle, you can get everything from ricochets
To shatters and everything else.
penetration, under penetration. See,
Well done, there you go.
Battleship sunk.
now I know we're gonna lose.
Now after now press 2 once. Just press once, and now shoot your main guns again. It'll automatically automatically reload to AP. See that?
So you can actually finish off your HEs before going back to
Yeah.
your AP.
Now aim in his waterline quickly. Then you should be able to get. Okay, too late. So now you're gonna have to swap over to HE again, but it's fine.
Oh, let's swap over now.
Should like shit hit the fan.
Yeah, I know.
At least you know.
I'm so gonna die here. But I'm gonna take
you haven't-
down as many
you haven't-
people as possible.
You haven't died yet, so You are gonna lose. You're gonna get a timeout, but you won't die. You can be guaranteed of that. You won't die.
We hope not. Yep, we timed out. I didn't die, but I got some damage in.
Well, 30k damage in tier 2 is not bad.
Okay, well, we're getting there. Back to port. Hey, I've got a couple of ribbons there. At least I got targets hit. New
At
ship
least.
module now available.
So go to your modules.
I'm gonna go there now.
You see those little. If you look on the left-hand side of your screen, you get better guns. You get a better hull with more with more hit points, more armor, and then rangefinder, so you can actually shoot further.
Okay, well, obviously, my goal is not to play around with the ship for too long. I actually want to move on to a tier 3. For the time being, I'm just going to not do too much research. Now that I've actually played a game, try and add me again. Is that or they're going to eventually ask me to log out and log back in for that thing to work?
No, still not finding you.
Huh. This is not playing nice.
No, it's not. Okay, let's try again. Let's just go back. Let's just try going to random battle again, and let's see. Hopefully, we can get to each other this time.
Okay. You're gonna do the countdown again?
Yeah. Right. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'm loading a game.
No. I think I'm way too ranked above you. No, I'm still in the queue for battle.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this round, and then I'm going to log out the game and log back in. Maybe my profile will pull through there.
Well, let me try that. Let me exit quickly.
And I'll do at the end of that round. For those who are busy watching, I'm sorry, I'm horrible. And this is probably for those who don't like the game, not the best way to introduce the game. For those of you who like the game and think I'm playing atrocious, leave a comment. Complain. I really don't mind. Okay, there's no way I'm going through the middle. Never. That is a risk because people are going to turn directly sideways just to shoot the torpedoes to hope to hit someone.
Autopilot mode enabled.
This autopilot's a nice thing. It wasn't always here.
It was always there, but autopilot unless you autopilot in any other ship apart from aircraft carrier is a bit useless.
Yeah, well, autopilot didn't get me to where I want to go in the beginning, and from there I
True.
can control manually. Damn, some of these ships are fast. Okay, pretty much from how most of these ships work, laws of physics apply. So the bigger the ship, the slower it's going to be. The smaller the ship, the faster you can turn and navigate, but you do have the downfall of very little armor. So if you don't navigate properly, you're probably going to sink yourself in the first 2 minutes. No,
Autopilot mode disabled.
not a chance. I'm not going to go fight 2 people at once. Stick with my people. Hey, there's a Chester versus a Chester here.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Give me too much broadside.
I know, I'm turning. Compensate.
You turn in away from him, there you go. You could load AP now quickly if you had the chance.
That's what I've already done. I'm systematically learning.
Too late. Too late.
Yeah, through like
Maybe, let's see.
a little bit low. Now, obviously, I'm assuming, depending on some of your upgrades, that reload time can change drastically.
Oh yes, absolutely. With your upgrades, your capital skills.
Brilliant.
But you can, there you go, I was about to say, you can show a little bit more skirt than just that. Come on now. I think maybe next game, I'll stream from my side, and then I'll play in a high tier game, and I'll show you what I mean about swapping between ammo types, or knowing what swap between ammo types and whatnot. If you're keen on me doing that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it would be nice for you guys to see how some of the bigger guys play. Obviously, I have very low everything. But, like you said, it's a Noobs game. I am not the world's best at this, but I also have 0 playtime. Since they changed all the mechanics. Oh, this guy is so baiting me.
No, he's literally just being a potato.
No, check who they're sending me into. They're baiting the flipping the hell out of it.
Swap to AP now, swap to AP now, swap to AP now. Slow down. Okay guys, please, this is not ideal gameplay for this. There you go. You see now you're getting full AP. Right, go to the focus on that ship now. Aim, use your binoculars to aim in. Aim right to these, a little bit lower than that, just a slight bit lower. Now try. There you go. Now you're getting full, you're getting full AP pin, so that's alright.
Over penetration.
Okay, go forward. Oh, torpedoes! There's another guy right there in front of you.
Oh, he is having a bad day.
Oh yeah, he's having a very bad day. Okay, swap over to HE now with this guy.
Ricochet, brilliant.
There you go, set him on fire nicely there. Now you can swap. You can swap back to AP now.
I'm full broadside. I know. Do not judge me for all you professional players.
No one's judging you. This is just fun, dude. This is just fun.
But this is for the shits and giggles and to learn how the game works.
I think maybe one night as well, when I can. You remember we played with the Night Fridge the other night? Oh, you actually got a kill with your secondary guns. Nice. So Night Fridge is one of my clan's top players. I don't think he'll have an issue jumping in with us to come and give you a hand.
We
you lost that.
We got defeated.
Okay.
Access level 4
Hey,
unlocked.
access level
Make use
4.
of signals and camouflages to
Now I
boost the
can
characteristics
use
of
the
your ship. To
camo.
unlock the
Signals
next
and
access
camo,
level,
signals and
play
camo.
2 battles.
Okay. And they've added exterior tab.
Yes.
Signals.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I will start streaming. If I
Okay.
can remember to do that. Share my screen. Okay, I can only go up to 720p, but that's fine. Let's go live. Okay, once you are ready, have a look and tell me what you have a look and see.
Okay. I will gladly now. Well, they have now asked me to do a survey, so clearly they have now actually seen me as a legit person. Just seeing if I can maybe add you. Cos bade you. No. That is definitely not you. WWF. Find. No. They no find. Why they no find friend? Okay, well. Watch video tutorial. I do not want to watch video tutorial. Okay, I'm just going to leave the game. If you just give me a second, I'm going to have base screen on shortly. So let's go
Across there
and
quickly.
stop my streaming. Let's get that stream up. And you guys should see around about now that we have got base screen live.
Right. So if you guys are seeing, how's the quality, Jared? Is it good?
We're looking around 480 that is pushing out, which isn't the worst.
I had it set for 720, but oh well. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be playing with the big dog. So let's pull out the big dog gun, the big dog ship. All right. So you guys can see I do have a couple tier 10 ships here. This particular one over here is called the Thunderer. It is a coal ship. It's a coal resource ship that was available for a time. Now no longer available. I had to grind steel and coal to get the ship. It is utterly gorgeous. And when I was speaking about the art department from World of Warships completely outdoing themselves with some of these ships, you can see why. Like some of these AA guns, you can see the individual shells sitting in their cradles. And you see these little turrets over here. That's the ship's secondary guns. And you have more AA guns, the other main battery guns, lifeboats or life vests, whatever. Additional AA guns, and they're going all the way down to the bottom. You can just check all the way down the side. It is just gorgeously rendered. The 480p stream now is not doing it any justice, but you'll see what I mean when I actually get into the game. So let us get into a battle, shall we? Okay, so the way that the tier system works, you've got tiers 1 to 10. Generally speaking, now if you're in tier, let's say if you're playing tier 4, you can either be tiered up from anywhere from tier, if I remember correctly, it's tier 3 to tier 6. I think if I remember correctly, it can go up to that high. And then,
if I remember right, 1 down, 2 up on all tiers.
One up, mostly yes, except for tier 7. You'll never get in. You'll very rarely, if ever, get into a tier 10 game in a tier 7 boat. Okay, so this is full tier 10 matchmaking. There are quite a lot of premium and non-premium ships here. Just swap over to HE quickly. So Montanas are Tech 3 tier 10 American battleships. They're along the one battleship line. The Thunderers, like I said, are premium ships. Grosser Kurfürst is a non-premium ship. Des Moines non-premium. Worcester non-premium. Hindenburg non-premium. Yoshino premium. Stalingrad premium Deng and Shimakaze non-premium. Other side, The Vermont is non-premium on the other side of the American battleship tier tech tree. Yamato, Japanese tier 10. Plymouth, which is again is a premium ship. Moskva, also premium ships. And the Holland and Shimakaze also tier 10 tech tree ships. How's the split going? Okay, so let's go rather to this side. So this battle mode over here, let me just go to the mission here. This is domination. So you'll have 3 capture points that you have to get through. Now,
So for those of you who like your first-person shooters, and you've come to this because someone's bothered you and they want you to play, same way any Battlefield Modern Warfare dominations work, capture flags, bleed out tickets.
so the way that the tickets work, the way that the tickets process work in this game particularly, is the first team to 1,000 or the first team to sink the other team's ships wins. So if I could just do this quickly just to show you. So if you destroy an enemy ship, you gain 30 tickets, they lose 45. If you sink a cruiser, you get 35, they lose 50, and then it goes on like that. And then for every 5 seconds you hold a cap, you gain 3 points. And obviously now the team mission is to score 1,000 points before the enemy team by capturing key points and or destroying their ships. Now you guys can see over here there's a ship in capture point B, which is probably a destroyer. Okay.
As you can see, he can see a lot further than I can, but that has a lot to do with the fact that he has got a lot more upgrades than I do. If you take a look at his health, it is also 8 times more than what I was playing with.
Oh, Thunderer. Ideally, I should be shooting AP at that broadside Thunderer, but this ship is a proper fire starter. You see, I've landed 3 shell hits it for 8,500 damage, and I set him on fire. Can I hit that Moskva behind that island? Not really, can I? No. So you see now with my Thunderer, my damage control, this one is running over here, runs for 16.5 seconds. But then it's got a cooldown of 76 seconds. My repair party, which is action time of 30 seconds, but a reload time of 57. Can I hit that Moskva? Yes, I can. Yes, no? Let's try. So I've got AP loaded.
He knows how to work with the arcs a lot better to manipulate the ability to hit people.
Behind the islands. Okay, so I've got a torpedo protection hit and 1 overpen. But there's a Vermont. I'm gonna give him some love with HE, and then I will hit him with the AP salvo. Let's see if I can actually. If I actually manage to get it right. If I can spot someone can spot him again. Okay, 6 hits. Ooh, that was 10 plus K damage in 1 salvo. Hello, GK. Someone just hit that Vermont. Something silly. What do I get? What do I get? What do I get? Nothing. Typical. Okay, so one of the major mechanics of this game is RNG, or random number generator. I'm sure the majority of you gamers here will actually know what RNG is. That's the RNG in this game particularly speaks about your shell dispersion, how your shells disperse, what type of damage it'll do. Is basically just a dice roll. Did I give too much lead? Yes, I did. That's a pity. Okay, so you saw the Thunderer there. It took a big chunk of damage very quickly. That means someone either got it with the full AP Ben, or they citadeled it, or they citadeled the ship. Let's see if I can maybe citadel this Plymouth from the bum because it's got wet toilet paper for armor. Maybe. Let's see. You see like how some of the shells group and stay together and some don't? Missed. Okay, that's fine. Are you gonna give me a broadside? Yes, of course you are.
Oh, Bear, you're gonna hate me.
How am I gonna hate you?
You're gonna hate me. They haven't seen
Why?
most of that. I tuned into the stream now. I messed up. Sorry, guys. So I forgot to hit the transition button. You'd have missed this entire battle.
You are. No, you haven't missed a battle. The battle's still got a long time to go. Don't worry. It's actually a good thing then. You must be playing. You must be playing like total turd. Don't worry.
So for that, I gladly encourage anyone who's watching this afterwards, give me a thumbs down for being a moron.
Don't have to worry about that. Okay, can't shoot at that.
Okay, so from what you would have seen there, because I forgot to turn it on, massive amount further you could see. A lot of the ships you'll see are actually taking firing shots over the
Islands.
Islands.
Okay, so remember when I said with certain ships you can citadel from the front? If I can get a decent lineup shot on this Des Moines, I can citadel him from the front.
Well, let's see
if I can get this right.
if this is possible.
Nope, was I aimed like tit. But we do have other opportunities to do it. Don't worry. Let me just angle against this oak because because American cruiser AP is stupid broken at the best. Oh, you see what I took about 16,000 damage there. I just got citadeled. That Vermont just said, "How's it?" Wow, I'm playing like rubbish. Okay, so the ship that I'm currently sailing in now, the Thunderer, it's not a ship that's meant for brawling. So what I'm doing right now is pretty much brawling. The ship is not meant for it. It's a long-range sniper, basically. And it's definitely not meant for this type of gameplay. American HE. Nope. Overshot badly. Okay, this is going to be a very, very quick battle because I'm pushed in like a complete and total nub.
And
Yeah.
Bye-bye, bear.
Okay, let's try that again, but let's actually try it in the ship. Let's try something else because I just ate bum there. Another decent ship. What do I want to play? Actually, here we go. There's another ship of mine that is quite dear to my heart. It's the Tier 10 Yoshino. It's a premium Japanese heavy cruiser. So hopefully see if I can get any better there. Okay, so matchmaking for this is it is a tier 10 gang, or tier 10 ships in here, but the majority of the ships are tier 9 or tier 8. So yeah, so battleships are all tier 9. They're only tier 10 destroyers and tier 10 cruisers. That's it. The rest are all tier 9 and tier 8. Okay, so this ship is pretty much always played as a long-range sniper. It's like right now, my range as it stands now is 21.36 kilometers. But if I use my spotter plane, it increases main battery firing range by 20%. So it means I get about 25 kilometers. Now, I was also speaking a while back about all the different consumables that you have. So like my spotter plane over here, it increases my range. Hydroacoustic search means I can search through like smoke screens of ships all around other sides of islands. In real life, obviously, it never happens like that. but I can also spot torpedoes from much further away. So if I really did need to, I could rush a smoke screen with the destroyer in it, and they won't know that I'm there until it is well too late. Well, at least that's the theory in any case.
Oh, you have got some planes on its way to you. Did someone take them
No,
down?
they didn't shoot them down. The aircraft carrier recalled them. Hello, Shimakaze. Okay, so you can see my shells. They've got a red tracer. That means I've got a unique commander on the ship, and my unique commander is Isoroku Yamamoto. He did actually. There was actually a real life admiral by that name. He was the admiral who was famous for planning the surprise raid on Pearl Harbor in 1941. The raid that brought the U.S. into World War II. Wow. And he actually he was killed. He was killed in combat. Effectively, he was shot down by flights of American was it Lightnings? Yes, it was Lightnings over the southeastern Pacific in 1944. Now there are certain commanders or unique commanders you can get in the game. Isoroku Yamamoto being one of them. Another one would be Admiral Halsey from the U.S. Navy, Jerzy Svirtsky, and then another one whose name I'm not going to even attempt to announce or pronounce because it's very Polish. But this Polish captain served during the Second World War on one of the famous Polish destroyers, the Błyskawica, which I actually do have in game as well, ironically or unironically. So there is a lot of history in the game, and like I said, that was the main reason why I enjoy this game so much amongst any of my other games, is purely just because of the history. Prince Eugen, no one loves. Leave me alone.
Okay, so basically, for those of you who are obsessed with history,
This is a damn good game.
those of
to
you
be
who are,
playing.
are a bit touchy about certain history, yeah, that it does
A bit
add,
touchy about it, yes.
it does add a little bit of a different concept. You will end up in battles with ships that should never have been on the same side. They would never have worked together. But some of the combinations some people have actually pulled off have caused that you have of the most interesting games. Bear, I see you have one hell of a high telescope there. What exactly are you using when you do that?
Okay, so I'm using my spotter plane at the moment. So like I said, my main battery gun range without the spotter plane is 21.36 kilometers. With my spotter plane is now sitting at a beautiful 25.5 kilometers. The downside to the spotter plane is that trying to hit a target more accurately is much more difficult. Because instead of looking at your target from a flat horizon to horizon, you're looking at your target almost top down.
So,
Just to give you an example, trying to hit that Prince Eugen over there is going to be much harder. Using it like this,
but
you see what I mean?
with practice, you do get a lot better. Obviously, if I
No,
have to do that,
absolutely.
I'm going to miss it by far. But Bear gets fairly close. So obviously, you'd want to use something like your spotter plane for static targets. I see you going to use torpedoes now.
Yes. So the Yoshinos, so typical of Japanese cruisers, the Yoshino has a powerful suite of torpedoes. So these torpedoes particularly, they have a 20-kilometer range.
So you could
So
basically,
you
if
can
you time it right, you could whack someone from the other side of most of these maps.
essentially, so what they're actually mainly used for is as area denial. So you'll drop them into choke points, like choke points between islands and whatnot, and they basically just fire and forget.
And
So
anyone who
you
is
drop
not a
them.
moron will try and avoid it. If you're me, you'll probably try and navigate it. And if you're lucky, you'll make it through. If you're not so lucky, you might sink your ship.
I'm pushing way too aggressively. I need to turn around a bit. Now, when I said previously, trying to that Vanguard's probably gonna eat some torpedoes. So, right, you see that damage over there. That was me. That was me getting citadeled again, and I just got citadeled again.
Okay, you'll see the amount of damage he takes with one hit on that is extraordinarily high.
Yes, it
If
is
you
extraordinary.
if you hit it properly, you can take out a ship easily with 2-3 proper hits.
Absolutely.
But it takes a bit of practice. On the older mechanics, back when I started playing, it was actually fairly simple to citadel. Now, not so much. Most of the guys have learned the tactics to avoid it. Your tier 2 and tier 3 guys who are new to the game like me, they will tend to leave you open for that. But if you happen to come across... Ooh.
Okay, so that Jean Bart just ate a whole crap load of torpedoes from my Shimakaze. Now he got what's known as a devastating strike, which means that if you means that he sunk a ship with one salvo of munitions, and it sunk a ship in one salvo, so you can depth strike using guns or using torpedoes. Obviously, the Vanguard, obviously the Shimakaze sunk him with his torpedoes. Now the Shimakaze is what is called a torpedo boat in the game. Its main weapons are its torpedoes, although its main guns are also something not to be sniffed at extensively. But its main armament are its torpedoes, which is basically the torpedoes that I have here. So each torpedo can do a maximum of, let's call it 20,500 damage per hit, with torpedo speed of 62 knots. So they are damn good torpedoes. Let me see if I can make the Shimakaze regret the day he was born, maybe. It's worth a try. Tell him to avoid my torpedoes. Okay, so... Hey! Shimakaze did. Alright.
Okay, but as you'll see, take a look at if you see the torpedoes that Bear just shot, you'll see they start off in one hell of a small grouping, but they are getting much broader over time.
Yeah.
Now, it means over a further distance, it's a lot easier to avoid them, but it also does add the element that over a further distance, if someone's not paying attention, you have more chance of hitting people.
Yes, essentially, yeah. I've made a mistake there. Okay. So, the consumable that I also wanted to speak about as well over here is your repair party. So you can heal X amount of HP of health points per second over the duration of the consumable. Now, there is some damage that you will never be able to heal back completely. Like pure fire damage, you'll be able to heal back almost all of it immediately or over time. But if you get citadel damage like what I did, that's health. That's health that you'll never be able to get back ever again. That's just what it is. So you'll see over here.
For those of you,
see over here.
Yeah.
So on the ship icon, you'll see where the red is, and then there's a little bit of grey over there. Yay.
Yeah, we see it. Let me go and move the mouse.
So
you'll see it's roughly there.
So that grey is the amount of health that I can heal back once my repair party is back off cooldown. So once I press U, you see that part of my health bar goes green. So that's going to be the maximum amount of health that I can heal back over the time of the consumable, which is 28 seconds.
Okay, now, basically from what Bear said with the fire, it works for those who like their accuracy on things. Your fire damage, depending on how extensive it is on ships, was fairly easily repaired. Because it's not any structural damage, it's usually cosmetic and electronics that would have been damaged in a fire. That's why you have the benefit of repairing it. You send out your repair crew, they can tackle it. But where he was citadeled, he basically has a hole in the side of his ship. And
it can't be healed. That
is going to take a dry dock and many months of repair to have that ship back up and running.
Okay, so right now I'm actually busy fighting in another game mechanic So I'm basically fighting in a cyclone right now. You'll see this little emblem there that says 8 kilometers cyclone. So that means my spotting distance is limited to within 8 kilometers. So there's a ship within 8 kilometers, I can see it. If there's no ship within 8 kilometers, I ain't seeing anything. So this Ibuki that's over here on the right, he's within 8 kilometers. He shot his guns. I will be able to see him. And his broadside, I've got my AP loaded. Let's see if we can make his day horrible. Oops. Okay, I was an idiot. I shot my friendly Grosser Kerr first. Sorry, my friendly Freddy. Oh, he's gonna eat all those torpedoes.
Now, like I said, we like our historical accuracy when it comes to certain things. Your battleships, they are tanks. They were specifically designed to take hits and keep punching. They would tend to, if I'm correct, Bear, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they tend to have slightly more HP because they're designed to take the hits, but they're a lot slower to reload and a lot slower to get going. But
So
if you're in a one-on-one fight with a smaller ship and you have got a battle cruiser, that guy is going to have to hit you hard and you got to be blind for you to sink that ship. Well, for you to be sunk by that ship.
necessarily, like you rightly said, the main upsides to a battleship, they got lots of HP in comparison to most other ships. And they, I wasn't what I'm looking for, and they are a hell of a lot more tankier than others. But the main battery reloads are much slower. They're much more susceptible to getting hit by torpedoes because they don't have the same. Ooh, hello, son Louis. Hello, my old son. Hello. Hello. There's a citadel, and I took it for 18. I took it for 18. Now he's taking me for a crap load of damage as well. So I'm a numpty.
Oh.
Well, I see. The joys of the joys that was pretty much a textbook example of the joys of being way too broadside on a target. That was exactly what happened there.
Well, you
It's
still
giving
hit
way
him
too
with
much
his
broadside and he
torpedo.
me.
Your torpedoes were able to take a bit of hit on him.
No, they
Obviously,
missed.
if you're going to play this and you play it tactically, you could have ships that have a lot higher fire rate. They don't do as much damage, but they can hit a lot more. You could, in theory, use your battleship to tank a bit for them, so they can try and get some of the hits off while you're reloading.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
that's
so
that's
when
having
we
a group of people who can play.
So I was literally just playing. I'm literally just playing like a moron, just to show you guys, just to show everyone what some of the mechanics are. I'm not really putting that much effort or thought into it per se. I suppose you could say it like that. But once you actually start to play properly, and Jared and I can actually division up together, me playing versus how everyone else will play, it's completely different. Completely different.
Now, I will do the honor of somewhere along the line, hopefully in the next week or so, depending on how work goes and life goes. I'm going to try and level up a bit more so that we can at least start off not on a tier 3. Let's see if I can maybe get myself to a tier 4.
Tier 5, hopefully.
Yeah, well, we can hope to get to a tier 5, but
Oof.
even if I just get myself a bit up to a tier 4, we might be able to pull off a little bit more.
Yeah.
But as you can see, the game is not as difficult as you would think. It's basically a shooter, but you're not playing with a person, you're playing with a ship.
Basically, guys, the easiest way to describe all the Warships is to actually call it an MMO strategy game, basically.
So
it's a third person strategy game. That's basically what it is.
you can continue. You can play. You've got your nice real-time game modes. I still do apologize for us not being able to play
That
much of a
is
game, but
horrible.
I hope you have at least seen how the beginning mechanics work, and aren't too turned off on the game itself.
Okay, so I'm just going to wait for the stream to get back into port, and I'll show you guys this. But when you're going through on your profile, let me try and break down all the different access levels that you do actually get for the game. So start
I'm
off
on
with your level.
access 4.
So you're on access 4, which means you can now mount camouflage and signals to your ship to boost your combat characteristics. So camo, or let me show you camos. Like there's a large amount of camouflage you can get. Like your standard camouflages are just these, which either gives you a -3% buff to your detectability by range at sea, or a +4% buff to the dispersion of shells being fired at you, or a camouflage that actually combines them both. But because this is a premium ship, I actually have a permanent premium camo on it, which gives me all the buffs that you can see over there. So detectability by range is decreased, dispersion is increased, cost of my ship's post-battle service is decreased by 50%. That is huge. I get 20% extra credits per battle and then 100% extra XP per battle. So let's say, for example, if I get 10,000 XP for the game, because of the buff that the camouflage gives me, I'll be able to pull out another 10,000 XP. You do get some camouflages like the mosaic over here, which gives you a 400% buff to your XP at the end of the battle, but those drop very few and far between. Or the Asian lantern, which is 200% battle XP and then 555% your commander XP. And then Spring Sky, another one, gives you a huge amount of free XP at the end of every game. Right. Then you have signals. So you either have signals of your special signals, which gives you extra credits, extra commander XP, or normal XP, free XP, and whatnot. Your basic combat flags over here. So you've got flags that'll buff your AA. So the November Echo sets 7 gives you continuous AA damage, and then also plus additional damage from AA shell explosions. India X-rays gives your HE shells a high chance of causing fires. The same with your Victor Limas, they do exactly the same thing. Hotel Yankee, actually take this off, it helps, it's a ramming flag. So you will do 50% more damage and take 20% less damage from ramming. So there are lots of flags. All the flags here do a specific thing. All the signals. Your flags are just cosmetic. And then let's just go back to the profile. Then the next one above that will be your containers. So once you've gotten your containers, you can earn up to 3 containers with rewards. I've earned enough XP to unlock my first container. So you earn containers at 20,000 XP, 2,000 XP, 2,500, 37,000. Right? Getting up to 37,000 XP in a day is not that hard. You can do it in an evening of normal gaming. So you click on collect container. You can either get containers now for more credits, more signals, more resources, or you can try that to get a super container. Our super containers can contain anything from like 100 special flags, or 50 special flags, or 50 special camouflages, or even sometimes up to premium ships, depending on your RNG. I actually had a super container the other day, so the chance of me getting one is going to be minimal. So we'll go for a resource container. So the container drops down then like this. These are basically just loot boxes, if you want to think about that type of mechanic. And then inside it, you'll get coal, free XP, and then I'm currently grinding out a collection that I'll show you now. And then I'll get back to the coal in a second. Let's just go back to the profile. And then your next level up will be free XP, which is this green XP at the top there. So that's XP that you can use to help research ships, or collect or get certain premium ships or XP ships. You can use to get that. Your next one will be your commanders. Will be your commander level, so you can actually start to skill up your commanders. Just to give you an example of what your commanders and commander skills look like. Just to go back to the Yoshino with Isoroku Yamamoto. So the talents at the top over here, you have talents and then personalizations. So, like for example, now, so as I said the tracer, I get a different color. I can take it off if I want to. I get a specialized pennant for him, and then fireworks whenever I activate one of the commander's talents. So one of the talents is emergency reserve, which increases the number of consumables I have on my ship per one. And then I need to get an award called First Blood, so I need to sink the first ship of the battle to get that. Or you have Second Wind, which you get after you get Kraken Unleashed. Now, getting a Kraken Unleashed means you sink 5 ships. So this buff is actually pretty nice. You get HP recovered per second for 2 minutes of 0.4% per second for 2 minutes. No, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it does add up. You get a restoration of squadrons, or 16% increase in your squadrons if you're flying with the CV. Your main battery reload time decreases by 34 seconds, and your torpedo tube reload time goes down by 16%. Now, if you're playing a ship like the Kitakaze over here, with a base reload of 3 seconds, with a skill called Adrenaline Rush, which basically decreases your reload speed for every specific amount of HP you lose. You can get reloads in a Kitakaze or a Harugumo of sub 1 second reloads. It's basically just a rainbow of shells heading towards your enemy. So they've actually reworked the commander skills now. So you actually have specific commander skills for specific ship types. So let me just go to Yamamoto over here. So over here I've got skills for cruisers, and then I can set the skills depending on if I want it for destroyers, or for battleships, or for aircraft carriers. So certain skills you have over here, gun feeder. So it reduces the time taken to switch shell types between shell types. So say for example, if you've got HE load and you want to swap to AP, without gun feeder it will take the normal time to reload the guns, which is 14 or 15 seconds. If you have gun feeder, it takes less than half that amount of time, just as an example. And then you have superintendent, which increases the number of consumables that you have. Concealment expert decreases your ship detectability range, stuff like that. Going back, pardon for the nose, I've got bronchitis. Going back, you then have your combat missions. So these are missions over here that you get to do, operations that you get to unlock. It gives you camouflage and credits, free XP and whatnot, depending on how well you do. It works on a star rating. Let me just quickly show you. So it shows over here.
Bear, why are you phoning me? Bear? Okay, I just got a notice now from Daniel. He just went into load shedding, so in any case, I think we're going to call it quits in the stream. And then we will make a plan to do this again. Thanks for tuning in.